Let's meet your Phoenix starting lineup. At small forward, number 0, Kia Nurse. The other forward position, number 21, Brianna Turner. At the point guard position, number 4, Skylar Diggins-Smith. At the other guard position, number 3, Diana Taurasi. Starting at center, number 42, Brittany Griner. The head coach of your home team. Once again, your Phoenix starters.
It's the WNBA on 2K Sports. Welcome in, everybody. Tonight we'll see the Chicago Sky as they play against the Phoenix Mercury. Here with Tim Swartz and Brian Banafitemi, I'm Blake Suniga, and it's good to have you with us. And the last time we had a back-to-back champion, the Sparks in 01 and 02. Why do you think it's been so long since we've had a repeat winner?
Great question, Blake. The physical and mental toll of a deep run is just a lot to handle in back-to-back seasons.
Absolutely. Plus, I think the setup of the WNBA playoffs, the single elimination in 5-game series rounds, they create more variance. So you'll see more upsets as opposed to other formats in basketball. But really, it makes it hard for a team to consistently dominate at the end of the year.
Vandersloot, no good.
You just assume she's going to knock those down when she's as open as she was there.
Here's Diggins-Smith. She can't get that one to fall. Good D by Kalia Copper. Vandersloot outside. Back to Copper. Off to a good start as she hits her first shot.
Persistence pays off for Copper inside. Then past the contact and right to a look.
Pass to Nurse. Now Griner. Here's Taurasi. With nobody on her, she buries the jumper.
That's a clean look they gave her there, fellas. And, I mean, she drains those. So I wouldn't give her too many of those looks if I was the defense.
Now here's Copper. Pass to Quigley. 3 on the clock. From 20 feet out. Not going to go that time. And the Mercury going the other way now. And here is Diggins-Smith. Vandersloot defending. Inside. And the layup is good.
Just an incredible display of athleticism. Now, Griner's active on both ends of the floor, and her coaches appreciate that.
Now here's Quigley. Copper with the ball. Over Nurse. And the basket by Copper.
Well, in the 2020 bubble, Kalia Copper became one of the league's most improved players, averaging 15 points per game, which was more than double her previous career high.
Now here's Diggins-Smith. Shot clock at 5. Taurasi, guarded by Quigley. And Diana Taurasi with the 3.
Early on, nearly perfect from the floor. Just one miss on their first 5 shots.
Pass to Quigley. Now Parker, defended by Turner. And Candace Parker gets double teamed. And the basket by Quigley. And for Copper, that production carried over to the 2021 season as she was named to her first WNBA All-Star team.
Pretty incredible to have that jump in production. It's just really not something you see happen too often in a player's 6th season in the league. But it's just great to see Copper thrive individually and as a teammate and continue to grow her game.
And that one goes in as she's fouled. It'll be 3 points if she can convert the free throw. That'll put Candace Parker on the line. It's going to go on Brittany Griner.
You just have to appreciate Candace Parker's athleticism. The effort level she plays at is remarkable, and you see it on both ends of the floor.
Pass to Nurse. Griner. Here's to Rossi. Gets to the rim for two with a deep all over her.
Well, it's that natural feel for the game that allows Taurasi to see plays before they materialize. I mean, she's creating while other people are still getting up to speed.
The shot's good. And what I like most about Parker's physical abilities is how she uses them to make big statement plays.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen Candace dunk. Only the second ever player to do it in the WNBA game. She is just a unique, physical, incredible talent.
Now here's Vandersloot. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 13 feet out, Parker. And a good offensive board, and she gets the bucket.
Well, this is just what Parker brings to the table. It's a passion and it's a commitment to rebounding the rock.
Here's to Rossi. Skylar Diggins-Smith outside. And again, Phoenix with the triple.
Up to the defense, they got to talk to each other. Clearly in air, not getting out there on her three-point attempt.
Down low, Parker gets the bucket.
Solid ball movement by Vandersloot. She's got a great eye for spotting open teammates.
Now here's to Rossi, guarded by Quigley. Pass to Nurse. To Rossi. Back to Nurse. The basket good off the assist from Diana Taurasi.
Such a solid shooter. Nurse has a quick release, makes her dangerous off the feed.
And here is Vandersloot. Dolson with it, guarded by Diggins-Smith. Good work there as it goes.
They continue to get it inside. The defense struggling to just contain them.
And look, when you make 5 in a row from in tight like they have, it also just takes pressure off of your perimeter guys.
Great point.
Now here's Griner. And she lays it straight in.
Not afraid to play rough and rugged. Griner shows the ability to power through contact.
Outside Quigley. Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Those defenders look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're just getting pushed around on the low block. Maybe coach has got to make a substitution or something to energize his team.
Well, they better rally soon. They've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Vandersloot outside. Outside Quigley. Allie Quigley is doubled. Copper. Got it for her 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Yeah, and you know, assists aren't particularly Quigley's bread and butter, but she shows great poise in finding the wide open shooter.
Now here's Griner. He has 6. Knocks down the 3 ball.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from 3-point range.
The defense, they have to close out quicker.
Outside Quigley. Allie Quigley is doubled. The shot is good, and so is her shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
You know, they've been extremely efficient and effective getting the ball inside.
Totally. I mean, we're seeing some real shortcomings from this defense. They've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
No good off the back of the rim. Chicago trailing here. That's good, and so Courtney Vandersloot gets the assist.
And when you're as good as Allie Quigley is from downtown, you're going to see some driving lanes. And that time, she takes advantage.
Now here's Nurse. Now to Rossi. Back to Griner. Shoots from 12. Chicago with the rebound.
Not pretty. Got to just shake off a miss like that.
To the inside. Parker. He
Candace
nails
Parker.
it, and we're tied up.
Wow. I mean, come on. That's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, it's just nowhere to be found.
They have to start committing more bodies down low.
Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. Here's Parker. Makes it off the glass.
Candace Parker.
Well, that's good, D, but Parker just better offensively. Must be so frustrating to try to just stop her at all.
And stolen by Courtney Vandersloot. Here's Quigley. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Put herself in a great position to finish that break off.
Yeah, and that right there is just a great read of how the play was developing and where the ball was going.
Such high basketball IQ.
And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. It's the Sky, up by 2. And we'll bring you the start of quarter 2 when we return. Close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And when you consider how the Sky are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
A lot of shots in close from them early. Good sign.
It's a lot easier to get buckets inside, and they've done that through one.
Chicago in the lead.
Tight D.
Now here's Vandersloot. She hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. A nice shot by DeShields.
They own the paint right now. 10 straight coming from the inside.
They are constantly finding lanes to the hoop, getting great looks in tight.
Reiner shot's good.
If you let me draft one player, maybe ever, to get the ball inside to, it might just be Brittany Griner.
Now here's Vandersloot. Here's DeShields. Her second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
They're doing a terrific job of getting the ball inside, attacking the paint. That's an area, and it's a key area on the court that they've controlled.
Yeah, once they identified what an edge they had inside, they just continued to attack.
Now here's Diggins Smith. 8 points for her. Pass to Nurse. Reiner. To the middle. And there's another one for the Mercury.
Okay, well, part of what makes Griner a great center is her ability to execute the pick and roll effectively.
Here's DeShields. Tries again. And so it looks like the Sky will repeat the second year. The Sky making a switch here.
In for the Sky.
Clock at 6. Brittany Griner with a defensive effort.
Great defense right there to prevent one of the best finishers in the league from converting in close.
Here's Petty. And there's another one for the Mercury. One item that stood out is their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it's tough to defend.
To the paint, indoor. And that comes off the assist by Courtney Vandersloot.
They're beginning to just fall apart defensively, especially on the interior.
Yeah, they're crumbling like a cookie right now, and that's 4 straight field goals they've allowed from within touching distance of the rim.
Smith, no good. Hebert outside. Stevens. And she uses the glass on the layup.
Defensively, they've been unable to shut down the most important part of the court, Brian, the middle.
Yeah, and the point totals in the paint are tilted heavily against them now.
Pass to Vandersloot.
Phoenix foul. Alana Smith. First team foul.
Now here's DeShields. Ebert outside. Pass to Vandersloot. 5 on the clock. Here's Stevens. And they're going to count the bucket and send her to the line. It could be a 3-point play. 2021 was the historic 25th season of WNBA basketball, and the league did an outstanding job celebrating this great achievement.
Yeah, the game between the Sparks and Liberty honoring the league's first ever game. Also, between those two teams, and that was awesome to see.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the league announcing the 25 best players of the WNBA's first 25 years. Some current stars, some legends. The WNBA did a fantastic job honoring its history.
Now here's Nurse. Pass to Petty. Here's Griner. Will it go? Up and in. Off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Ooh, an unselfish play from an unselfish player. Griner is a respected locker room figure.
Now here's DeShields. And down it goes. 2 points.
Give an assist there, not for a pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed her up and really just made that layup possible.
Poked loose. Here's Petty. Vandersloot defending. Pass to Smith. 6 to shoot. Here's Cunningham. Another shot. Here's Endor. And she was fouled in the act of shooting. An opportunity for a 3-point play.
That's just great ball movement.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with a purpose. The D has not been able to keep up.
The Mercury trail. Pass to Cunningham. Nurse. And she's good on the 3 ball.
Back-to-back three-pointers for them. The defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that 3, or you'll give up points in a hurry.
Now here's Vandersloot. Wyatt so far offensively searching for first points of the game. DeShields. Got it. Good job in the low post.
When they've gone to her, she's come through. Keep getting her touches.
She gets it in there.
Backed by her solid footwork. Turner knows a thing or two about scoring inside.
And the next foul will put them in the bonus.
And you know they'll be trying to draw that next one quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the line and get some easy buckets.
Outside, Stevens. Pass to Dolson. And here's Quigley. 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Stevens. Courtney Vandersloot for 3. The 3-pointer is on target.
And Vandersloot can make this shot, especially when the defense isn't guarding her very tightly.
Love the leadership Vandersloot provides at the point guard position. One of the best floor generals we've ever seen. And obviously, I mean, her decision-making is just on another level.
That one wide left. Chicago leading. Here's Quigley. 11 points in the game. Good on the triple.
Well, they can't ask much more of her than what she's done this quarter.
And it's the Mercury with the ball. And even fellow Gonzaga point guard John Stockton said there's something that separates Courtney from others.
It's just the way she reads the floor. Her teammates know that if they get open, she's going to find them. And that keeps everyone engaged.
Count it.
Love the guts Vandersloot has. Goes right into contact and finds a way to finish.
And here's Petty. She's got 5. 3, Kia Nurse. And the Mercury, another 3.
The defense has not done a good job of getting after her because that's her second three-pointer this quarter.
Allie Quigley's doubled. Stevens, the shot is good. Allie Quigley making the play.
For three.
How about that for a response?
We'll give you a three,
2
and then
minutes
we'll take
remaining
it
in the first
right
half.
back.
2 minutes.
Turning into a three-point contest.
Here's Petty. Pass to Griner. Out to the right wing. And the Mercury, another three.
She's really getting involved in the offense here after being held without a single point in the first quarter.
To Shields. Defended by Nurse. To the middle. Dolson. And she
Stephanie
takes it in
Dolson.
for the layup off a very nice feed.
It's really a sign of a great player. Doesn't let a bump here, contact there.
Phoenix timeout.
Stop her. Nice job by Dolson.
Timeout called the Mercury.
In the shortened 2020 season, Diamond DeShields was hampered by injuries, only appearing in 13 games and was unable to get back to full strength.
Here's Diggins Smith. 8 points for her. And by the start of the 2021 season, the Shields had recovered from her injuries and was back to being a leading scorer for the Wings.
Yeah, and while she's seen as a scorer, the Shields does so much more on the floor. She's a willing passer and an excellent rebounder.
Dolson's shot's
Stephanie
good.
Dolson.
As a defensive player, there are few players in this league I don't want to see less in this situation. Dolson coming off the pick and roll with her skills, good luck.
Now here's Nurse. 9 points in the game. Back to Griner. The basket good off the assist from Diana Taurasi.
Her quickness and soft touch around the rim, it allows her to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in the arsenal.
And it's good. Walk through the contact, hits a shot, and she'll go to the line.
Her first 4 years in the league, can you believe this? Allie Quigley didn't even average 4 points per game in any season. Now, she's an all-star pouring in better than 15 per game. What a story.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Now here's DeShields. She's guarded closely. Out to the wing. Step back shot. And the shot no good. A bit short. And we've reached halftime in this one. Sky out in front, leading by 9. And we'll see you right after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And the third quarter about to get underway here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Brittany Griner.
A bunch of assists for her before halftime. As usual, she got them a lot of easy baskets.
Well, when a passing lane opens up, you can count on her to thread the needle. She's just such a fantastic distributor.
All right, the second half beginning in a moment. Vandersloot outside. Outside, Parker. Pass to Dolson. Shot clock at 6. They double her with Taurasi. A 3 from Candace Parker. That one falls, coming off Stephanie Dolson's speed.
A fearless approach allows Parker to be so comfortable when taking those catch-and-shoot jumpers.
Honestly, she's been a little passive today, but maybe that'll get her going. For them to be successful, she needs to be a little bit more selfish.
Now here's Vandersloot. On the wing, Allie Quigley. She's covered by Taurasi. Outside, Parker. Courtney Vandersloot for 3. Second shot opportunity. And Parker with the layup.
Keep getting it to Parker. It can make things easy on a coach. Has to be easy in the huddle. Get it to Candace.
Down low. Reiner. Soft touch off the glass.
And how huge has she been to give her team a lift?
Yeah, certainly their deficit would be a lot bigger if it wasn't for her efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
And stolen by Deanna Taurasi. Diggin Smith. Back to Taurasi. Pass to Nurse. Now here's Turner. Unbeat Skylar Diggin Smith. And there's the call on Brittany Griner. That's her third foul of the game. Two minutes gone in this third quarter now. Pass to Parker. Copper outside. Vandersloot. Oh, there's the alley. Parker. She's guarded by Griner. 4 on the shot clock. Pulls up on the elbow. Copper no good.
Well, she rushed that one, but he was out of position, but she couldn't make him pay.
Here's Diggin Smith. And the lead is down inside single digits.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
No luck needed. It is working for sure. 5 of their last 6 field goals, they've come from inside the paint.
Now here's Vandersloot. He's got 5. Now here's Copper. Defended by Nurse. Copper no good.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get her off balance.
Nurse outside. Taurasi outside. Pass to Griner. Nurse with it. Rebounded by Parker. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Now here's Dolson. She's guarded by Griner. Copper outside. Vandersloot, good, and the assist goes to Kalia Copper.
3 points.
It's easy to see Copper's phenomenal fundamentals. When she sees a wide open shooter, she makes sure they get the ball.
Pass to Nurse. They double team Brittany Griner. Fires from deep, and it's Pia Nurse with the trifecta.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Just trading punches from long range.
It's been a heavyweight fight.
To the inside. Griner, shot's good.
Riding it up again. Griner led the WNBA in scoring for a reason. She's expanded her offensive game.
Timeout called the Sky.
Well, since entering the league, it seems like Skylar Diggin Smith has been a fixture on the All-WNBA and All-Star team.
Phoenix deciding to change it up. Chicago leading. And recently, Diggin Smith received another honor by being part of the USA women's basketball team in the Olympics.
And she was very open about her excitement on being able to represent her country at the highest stage internationally, which has been a goal of hers for some time. For someone who works as hard as Skylar does, it's well-deserved.
Here's Petty. 8 points for her. Here's Smith. Good. And the assist goes to Brittany Griner.
4 of their last 5 makes came off a high-quality shot inside.
And that's right out of the textbook. They are having their way down low right now.
Now here is Hebert. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for her. And a foul called on Vandersloot.
In for the Sky.
That is her first foul of the game.
Terrific defensive play. Cut her off, squared up, nice play.
Yeah, and that's showing some toughness on defense. Getting physical, sticking her nose in there, and making a play.
Now here's Taurasi. 14 points for her. And she finishes nicely on the layup.
Well, there she is again, leading by example. Now, Taurasi might not demand the ball, but they're calling her number, and she's delivered time and time again.
Here's Vandersloot. She's got 8. Stevens. Oh, yes, she did. 5 up, 5 down for her so far.
Ran her defender straight into that screen to open up the lane to the hoop.
Inside. It's good.
Wiley Ben, Taurasi, incredible court vision.
Chicago with the ball. They held a 12-point lead earlier.
Shea Petty. First team foul.
To DeShields. Here's Endor. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it, and she'll shoot one more at the line. What do you think are the biggest challenges for a coach in today's WNBA?
You know, I think it's not even about the X's and O's. I think it's about keeping the attention of your team. There are so many distractions out there. Plus, the season is so long. The travel, it's grueling. It takes a lot out of you. So create ways to engage with your team. That's so important.
I've got something similar, guys, and that's connecting with your team. Getting your players to trust you. Honestly, I think the biggest challenges aren't related to X's and O's. It's about people skills.
Here's Cunningham. Here's Diana Taurasi from the arc. And again, Phoenix with the triple.
Well, she's the all-time leader in threes made in league history. You might not want to let Diana Taurasi get off shots from range.
And it's Chicago with another.
You just love a player like her. She's been the floor general at the offensive end.
She has been on it today, just doing a great job of keeping that ball moving.
And the Mercury call time here.
They'd seen enough scoring in the paint and wanted to send a message to their team. Lock things up inside.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all those points coming against them in the paint.
And maybe it's more help. It's the front of player. They've got to try something.
Phoenix trailing here. Now Petty. 8 points for her. Cunningham with the bucket.
Plays with lots of movement offensively, great from the perimeter, but also capable of doing damage inside.
Now here's Vandersloot. 8 points for her. Pushing it up. Diana Taurasi on the wing. Here's Griner. The basket good off the assist from Diana Taurasi.
She's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss.
outside to Shields.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
To the inside. Stevens. 6 for 6. She's yet to miss from the field.
And what a performance we're seeing from her. Not one miss today. Remarkable.
Pass to Petty. 6 to shoot. Back to Taurasi. Shoots over Endor. Offensive rebound. She gets that one.
This quarter has brought out the best in her, and even though they're still trailing, she has been impossible to contain.
And foul called as she misses.
You're not going to find many better passers in the game than Vandersloot. I mean, she is a coach. This staff just loves having her out there. Someone who can run the offense and get the most out of all of her teammates on the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And when it comes to Vandersloot, she's got plenty of records to back up her point guard credibility.
Yeah, she set the WNBA record for assists in a single season, and she's actually led the league in assists a bunch of times. She can also fill it up on the points as well. If a defense isn't careful, she can easily drop 25 on them.
Here's Petty. 8 points for her. Pass to Griner. Taurasi with it. Good. And the assist goes to Brittany Griner.
I've really liked their activity in the post today. Their movement down low has just been great.
Exactly. They've generated easy opportunities inside.
Chalk up 2 right there.
Tough 2 from Vandersloot. The one mixing it up down low.
Taurasi outside. Pass to Petty. To the middle. Griner. And the layup falls.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. Easy bucket in the paint.
The interior defense at that end has been lifeless, to say the least.
The drive by Diamond to Shields. Brittany Griner with a defensive effort. Pass to Turner. Taurasi. Heber defending. For the tie. And it's blocked by Ruthie Heber.
And Heber's defensive anticipation continues to impress me, guys. She times her blocks perfectly.
Skylar Wiggins-Smith outside. And the 3 ball is good. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Mercury out in front, leading by just 1. And after a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, she's always the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are her bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When she's running the show, she makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
It's the fourth quarter.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Now here's Taurasi. It's Kia Nurse on the wing. Here's Griner. And again, it's Phoenix.
She's really pummeled these defenders today, no matter who has been on her.
Outside to Shields. Pass to Parker. Here's Quigley. The rebound by Brittany Griner. Phoenix leading. Nurse with it. And she drops in the layup off glass.
That took serious skill for Nurse to score when she's being, hit like that. Tremendous.
Pass to DeShields. Just 5 on the clock. Count that one.
Diamond to Shields.
Attacks contact with confidence. DeShields is pretty much always looking to one-up her opponent.
Here's Nurse. Diana Taurasi on the wing. Pass to Nurse. Out to Taurasi. Yes, and it's Skylar Diggins-Smith with the assist that time.
She's putting on a commanding performance here. She's now hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Outside to Shields. And she banks in the layup.
If you give DeShields a driving lane, she will take it. That's the assertiveness coaches appreciate.
Pass to Turner. Taurasi. And again, Phoenix with the triple.
And you can see her confidence rising bucket after bucket from long range.
Quigley, guarded by Diggins-Smith. Now here's Copper. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 shooting night.
What a shot by Copper. The degree of difficulty, very high.
They double team Brittany Griner. Foul call that time on the way up. Now chances at the free throw.
First team foul.
That one on Quigley.
Well, you allow someone to get to the rim like that, and really that's your only option.
2 shots.
Yeah, free throws are always better than a layup. I would agree with that.
And she knocks down the first one.
And when she's feeling her best, Taurasi, one of the all-time efficient scorers in the history of this league, really from all 3 levels.
And so she hits both. And even with the number of seasons she's played, Taurasi oftentimes is still the first option defenses try to take away.
And her experience makes that difficult because she understands when, where, and how to get her shots. Plus, she's got a knack for scoring in crucial situations. And that's earned her the nickname White Mamba.
And this game has really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Yeah, well, no one's ever going to argue with more offense, and that's exactly what we're getting.
I'm not going to argue with you, Brian. Let's see more offense.
And yep, it's good.
You just love to see that poise, and Taurasi always seems to have the game under control. She's a true vet.
Now here's DeShields. Yes, and it's Allie Quigley picking up the assist.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Now, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree.
Diana Taurasi on the wing. Guarded by Quigley. That one goes. Count it.
Heads-up play by Taurasi. You see the poise. You see the vision. And that's why she's one of the league's best at dishing the rock.
Now here's Quigley. And the basket by Copper.
The second she got around the pick and shook her man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy two. Very well done.
And the Mercury call time here.
You have to be impressed by Allie Quigley's accuracy. She's got her long-range shooting totally dialed in and is one of the league's most consistent three-point snipers.
Pass to Diggins-Smith. Six on the shot clock. Three, Kia Nurse. Yes, and it's Skylar Diggins-Smith with the assist that time. Well, who could forget the 2-year streak where Quigley dominated the All-Star three-point contest?
A back-to-back champion. You certainly don't see that often. It's a real testament to Quigley's talent as a long-range shooter, arguably the best in the world. They're not settling, getting inside for 8 of their last 10.
It's time for this defense to step up and stop these free runs to the rim. It's just too easy.
Now here's Turner. It's Kia Nurse on the wing. Doesn't go for her. Good D by Kalia Copper. Pass to Quigley. Copper. On the wing, Diamond to Shields. Back to Parker. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 attempts.
Great production from the paint right now. 8 straight from inside.
That's bully ball they're playing.
Get out of the way.
Pass to Nurse. And the Mercury, another 3.
And they are just killing them with the three-point shot here in the second half.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. They are fully stretched out there trying to stop the 3 and still haven't been able to do it.
I don't know defensively what they can do different at this point.
Well, named an All-Star in 2019, the success of Kia Nurse spans far beyond the WNBA.
Checking in for Chicago, Courtney Vandersloot.
Chicago trailing here. While she was at UConn, Nurse won back-to-back college championships, and that's not the only time she went back-to-back.
Yeah, in 2019 and 2020, winning back-to-back titles down under in Australia. Also the MVP of that league back in 2020.
2 points. That one goes in.
You know, she's been just what they needed here in the fourth.
I'm not superstitious, but if you're 4 for 4 in the fourth quarter, I don't know, something good might be coming her way.
Now here's Taurasi. To the paint. Turner. Yes, and a nice assist from Diana Taurasi.
And it's pretty hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the stats monitor, there's a stark discrepancy. When you look at the assist column, and you see that difference as far as fluidity in their respective offenses, too.
Now here's Taurasi. Pass to Griner. Over Dolson. He clangs that one off the back iron and falls.
When locked in, it's like Griner's defender isn't even there. I mean, she really believes in the jump shot.
Timeout call to Scott. Nice game. Great performance by Brittany Griner.
I think I know what they're going to be talking about this time out. She's been taking it to them all game inside, and they haven't been able to stop her. They need to put up a better fight.
Outside. Pass to Dolson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Clutch by Dolson. She's been in every big game from college to overseas to the WNBA. Dolson with no fear of the big moments.
That's good by Taurasi.
She's got a lot of firepower right now. What a half she's having.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Now here's Vandersloot. She's guarded closely. Back to Parker. That's good. And so Courtney Vandersloot gets the assist.
Worth the price of admission. Parker's mental toughness carries her to success in big moments.
Yes, it's good.
Well, they've built this lead through plays exactly like that. She's easily been the most consistent performer.
No question about that. I mean, she's just hitting everything in sight.
Parker, no good.
That's a missed opportunity right there.
And she'll be the first to tell you that's one she should have buried.
And it's Skylar Diggins-Smith penetrating. Good on the shot.
Showing off the acceleration on that drive. Diggins-Smith seemed unbothered by the defense.
Here's Vandersloot. Pass to Parker. Out to Vandersloot. And again, it's the sky from deep.
Now this is what leaders do. When the game's on the line, Vandersloot shows that she can rise to the occasion.
Down low. Reiner. Great pass to set up the lane.
She's their go-to scorer, and when she shoots the ball like she has today, that is what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Here's Parker. Sinks it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Stays calm and collected in pressure-filled moments. Parker simply refuses to go down without a fight.
For the sky. Kalea Copper.
A basket here, and this game might be done.
Yeah, the main priority here, take care of the ball, use the clock.
Outside, Diggins-Smith. 3, Diana Taurasi. And again, Phoenix with the triple.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous, really, for them from three-point range.
Yeah, a ton of their points coming from long range here. What a barrage.
And what a time to hit the three.
Timeout called the sky. What's your take, guys?
Talk all they want, but I just don't see a way for them to get back into this one.
I'm not sure why they took that time out. It's probably too late.
For the sky.
Here's Parker. Turner grabs the board. The possibility here of pushing their lead into double digits.
Mentally, that would give them even a bigger edge.
Up top, Diggins-Smith. And so it's Phoenix with the W. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and they did a great job of execution, both offensively, defensively, playing in control. When they had a misstep, they got right back to work and made up for it.
And that'll wrap it up